जी बेटा, वहीं से स्टार्ट करते हैं जहां पर पिछला लेक्चर हमारा रुका था। तो इसमें ये देखिए कि हमारे जो ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ द हार्ट आपके पास जो ब्लड आ रहा है, दैट इज फ्रॉम द लंग्स एंड दैट ब्लड इज ऑक्सीजनेटेड. ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड इज ब्रॉट टू द लेफ्ट पार्ट ऑफ द हार्ट. रेड में इसको शो किया हुआ है. असल में ये दोनों साइड्स रेड ही हैं, एक डल रेड है और एक ब्राइट रेड है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द ऑक्सीजनेशन और डीऑक्सीजनेशन स्टेटस. ठीक है, तो ये आपके पास 1 2 3 4 four pulmonary veins are bringing blood from the lungs, the left and the right side, to the left side of the heart. ठीक है, लंग्स से लेफ्ट एल और एल याद रखिए. ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड कम्स इनटू द लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ द हार्ट. नाउ दिस ब्लड यहाँ पर भी प्रेजेंट है, यहाँ पर भी प्रेजेंट है. व्हेन द एट्रिया, both of them, when they are being filled by blood, in that situation the atria are in a relaxed state. They are in an extended state, which is known as dilated state, and this situation is called atrial diastole. During atrial diastole, the atria muscles are relaxed and blood is allowed to freely enter the cavity. Then, when the atria are filled with blood, both of them simultaneously, so दोनों को साथ साथ बता रहे हैं. The atria, when they are filled with blood, then they start to exert pressure. इनके अंदर जोर आ जाता है. They start to squeeze. Now they are in a pressure situation, and they are called atrial. They are called to be in atrial systole. Due to the blood that is present here, the semilunar valves represent in these vessels ये बंद हो जाती हैं और एट्रिया जो है वो ब्लड को अंदर पुश करता है. यहां से ये देखिए, यहां से ब्लड जो है वो इस अपर्चर से पुश होता है थ्रू द atrioventricular aperture, which is guided by the tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve. ये अपर्चर है और यहां से ब्लड आगे आएगा. Both of these atria or auricles, they are going to contract. Now the situation is said that they are in the atrial systole, and due to systole means stress situation, contract कर रहे, they will push blood into the respective ventricles. Blood इसमें आ गया और क्या हो गया कि ये ब्लड जो है अब now these semilunar valves ये अभी फिलहाल बंद है. ठीक है, तो अब ब्लड जब इसमें फिलअप हो जाएगा, it goes behind this also, then the ventricles, they will start to contract. That is said to be ventricular systole. When the ventricles contract, the bicuspid and the tricuspid, it closes with a pressure, जिसकी वजह से हमें स्टेथोस्कोप में पहली साउंड लब वो सुनाई देती है. They start a pressure, और उस प्रेशर की एक्सर्शन की वजह से the semilunar valves open in the pulmonary artery and in the aorta. From the right ventricle, deoxygenated blood is forced into the pulmonary artery. When blood goes in and pressure is being exerted, blood comes behind the semilunar valves, and these semilunar valves, they close like a gate. तो आपको दूसरी साउंड नजर आती है डब, लब, डब. And then the blood जो है, it moves forward. Simultaneously, the same thing is happening on the left side of the heart. The ventricle contracts and forces blood into the aorta. Again, the aorta is going to close when the blood enters, and then the pressure that is exerted is going to flow blood and going to take blood to the different parts of the body. यहाँ पर बैरोरिसेप्टर्स हैं जिसकी वजह से हाई ब्लड प्रेशर मेजर होता है. ठीक है, अब क्या है, लब और डब, ये दोनों जो वेसल्स हैं इनकी आवाज जो आती है जब क्लोजर की, वो डब होती है. ठीक है, नाउ दिस इज द पैसेज ऑफ ब्लड थ्रू द ह्यूमन हार्ट. अब आगे चलते हैं. द राइट एट्रियम, receives deoxygenated blood from the superior and the inferior vena cava from all organs of the body, organs above the heart, organs situated below the heart. As the right atrium contracts, blood is pushed to the right ventricle via the tricuspid valve. ये देखिए, ये आगे, ये blue differently देखिए, blood differently enter हो रहा है, and ये देखिए, ये valve बंद हो रहा है और फिर ये खुल रहा है. ठीक है. इसी तरह लेफ्ट साइड पर देखिए, ब्लड आ रहा है here and then it enters the aorta. This is a aortic semilunar valve, pulmonary semilunar valve, going to the lungs, going to different parts of the body. At the same time, that is simultaneously, the left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the pulmonary veins. I told you कितनी होती हैं? 4 होती हैं. It is pushed to the right ventricle via the bicuspid valve when it goes into atrial diastole. I have the definitions for you people also. As the ventricles contract, the right ventricle sends the deoxygenated blood to the pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk मतलब जहां आपके lungs present हैं, and the left ventricle pulmonary trunk जहां पर ये देखिए, ये आपकी pulmonary artery है, and it is going to take blood to the pulmonary trunk. Deoxygenated blood, and oxygenated blood is sent to the aorta. ये हमारा aorta है. देखिए दोबारा से, 4 pulmonary veins, 1, 2, 3, 4, they are going to fall into the left side of the body. They are the lungs, heart, they are coming from the lungs. Then the superior and the inferior vena cava going to come to the right side of the heart. This is connected to the right ventricle, which forces blood into the pulmonary artery via the semilunar valve. Okay. Now this is going to force blood into the left ventricle, which is going to push blood into the aorta. Okay. Deoxygenated blood enters from the body enters the right atrium. Oxygenated blood from the lungs enters the left atrium. ठीक है, चलें जी आगे चलते हैं जी. The sequence of events taking place during the course of one heartbeat is defined as the cardiac cycle. This is the definition of cardiac cycle. 1 mark की definition आपसे पूछी जा सकती है. The sequence of events taking place during the course of one heartbeat is referred to as the cardiac cycle, and the cardiac cycle is of about 0.8 seconds, and it is divided into 3 distinct events. मतलब intermediate events भी हैं, लेकिन स्पेसिफिकली ये 3 बड़े इवेंट्स हैं जो कि 0.8 सेकंड्स के अंदर आ रहे हैं. कुछ एक रिलैक्सेशन पीरियड भी आता है बीच में. Atrial diastole, relaxation of the atria. Atrial systole, relaxation, contraction of the atria. Ventricular systole, ventricular contraction. ठीक है, ये आपके पास जो है ना, ये मेन चीजें हैं. Atrial diastole, relaxation of the atria. The atria are relaxed, so deoxygenated blood enters into the right atria and oxygenated blood enters into the left atria. Atrial systole, as the atria are filled with blood, the muscles of the atria simultaneously contract, pushing the blood into the ventricles, which are ready to receive the blood. कौन है? Ventricles के बारे में बात हो रही है. Both the ventricles contract simultaneously. Ventricular systole की बात कर रहे हैं, sending blood to the aorta and the pulmonary trunk simultaneously. Due to the closure of the tricuspid valve, I have already told you, and the bicuspid valve, the lub sound is made. Similar valves at the base of the aorta and the pulmonary trunk made the dub sound. When the ventricles when they are going back to the relaxed position, that is after pushing all the blood into these ones, और ये इनके semilunar valves जब बंद होते हैं, तो फिर आपका जो ventricle है वो एक relaxation period में से गुजरता है, because it has to receive blood from the next cardiac cycle also. देख लीजिए दोबारा, cardiac diastole, all the chambers are relaxed, blood is coming into the right side, blood is coming into the left side simultaneously, blood flows into the chambers. Atrial systole, atria starts to push the blood and ventricular diastole. ठीक है, atria contract, push the blood into the ventricles all. Then atrial diastole and ventricular systole. After the atria relax, the ventricles start to contract and they push the blood out of the heart. This is the summary of the cardiac cycle. नेक्स्ट पीरियड में इंशाल्लाह मैकेनिज्म ऑफ हार्ट कंट्रैक्शन हम पढ़ेंगे. आज के लिए इतना बहुत है. आई होप कि यू पीपल यू आर फॉलोइंग द चैनल. इसको पूरे तरीके से देखिए एंड बी वेल कनेक्टेड टू द चैनल. और अपने दोस्तों को भी बोलें कि लेक्चर्स वगैरह आसान करके मैं बता रही हूँ एंड दे विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर यू पीपल टू अंडरस्टैंड. डू कम टू द चैनल, डू जो है ना view the lectures, do listen to all the things that I'm telling you so that concepts जो हैं वो आपके बिल्कुल correct हो. ठीक है. In this channel I try to keep things very easy for you people in a very simple language so that you can write them down in your paper. Okay beta? Okay, see you people in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.